Trait approaches tell us many things about Ali's personality. Starting with the single trait approach, we can tell that Ali's personality is very consistent across the board and that it stems from his inner self. Ali is a low self-monitor, which means he doesn't care about the situation or how he should act. He's going to say and do what he wants based on who he is and nothing else. This also leads into his moderate narcissism, and it's something we can come to expect of a professional boxer, as he wouldn't make it to where he is today without thinking he's the best and trying to prove that nobody can beat him in a fight. And this also starts to lend itself to his relationships, and you can start to see how it'll deteriorate his relationships due to his overbearingness in them. Using the many trait approach, we start to begin to look at these actions and we ask ourselves, who does this? So we would look at his interactions in and off the ring, whether it be a fight, whether it be how he interacts with the news press, or how he interacts with his family. And we take a step back and we ask ourselves, who does this? Who would do these sort of things? And we begin to build more of an idea of Ali's personality. The essential trait approach. The essential trait approach deals with the big five. It shows us how these are divided up into 5 traits based on people's actions. Ali was an open, conscientious extrovert with low agreeableness and low neuroses. Most of this can be picked up on the first half of the movie, and then we can take a step back and ask ourselves which traits are most important to Ali. And then we can begin to predict what will happen in the second half of the movie using the essential trait approach. Using the typological approach, we can see that Ali is both maladaptive over-controlling and maladaptive under-controlling. This all depends on the type in place, whether he is, it be his stubbornness, which is getting him in trouble with the government and the press, or it be his impulsiveness, which then displaces into his relationships and gives him hard times there, along with in other places. So, how do these approaches differ, and what can we conclude from this? Well, the approaches differ in many ways, but that's not really what's important. What's important is when we step back and look at how the approaches build on each other and give us an idea of the whole person in many different lights. All these approaches build on top of each other in many different ways and allow us to step back and see Ali in many different lights. They allow us to begin to understand the whole person in different times, in different places, and truly begin to understand Ali and begin to predict his behavior for the future. It's not so much how they differ, but it's how they build on one another to make the whole person.